in the night. Stripes in our veins, sparks gonna fly. The beast is awake, orange, black and white. Cause when the jungle come alive, hey, we ignite in Cincinnati, we gon' rise in the jungle, we unite in dripping orange and black and white. All day when we fight, live and die in these stripes. Wake up the beast, every game day is a feast. Time to bust it off the leash. In the jungle, dripping heat. Tigers strike the city streets. East side, stand up. West side, stand up. If you weapon, who that? Time to put your hands up. Bengals stripes, we in it. New day, new age, yeah, we get it. Cincinnati, jungle fitted. Blue day in our house, we win it. Orange and black and white, we build it. Earn our stripes, you know we kill it. Bleed our colors, jungle dripping. Nasty, natty, yeah, we lit it. Lit the crowd, get the city loud. Yeah, we feasting now. Fit the bounce, make the city howl. Now we beastin' now. Thunder through the tunnel, from the sideline to the huddle. Stripes be tatted on the jungle when we flex that who they muscle on them. Stripes, Cincinnati, we gon' rise in the jungle, we unite in dripping orange and black and white. All day when we fight, live and die in these stripes. Now who gotta move like it on? Now who wanna move closing on? Now who wanna move on? If you got stripes, then you let the city know you rock 'em. Yeah, we got 'em. Yeah, we fought 'em. Like that black and orange on bottle. Bingo bottle. Never stop it. To the beast, the feast and know 'em. Who they rockin' with the diamond stripes? Flossin' on the ring. Cincinnati, she's our queen. We gon' show the world who king. Orange in the day, black in the night. Stripes in our veins, sparks gonna fly. The beast is awake, orange, black and white. Cause when the jungle come alive, hey, we ignite in Cincinnati, we gon' rise in the jungle, we unite in dripping orange and black and white. All day when we fight, live and die in these stripes. Now who gotta move like it on? Now who wanna move closing on? Now who wanna move on? All day when we fight.
I guess we should probably add ourselves, eh?
That'd be good. Usually do it. I was waiting on you. Who day, man? How are you?
Doing great. How are you?
Good.
Excited for tonight.
I am, man. We're on the ultimate heater, man. The national media darling, and they gotta play.
I don't know if I love that.
There's still some doubters out there. So
Me, like one game at a time.
yes, for sure.
Yeah, but I mean it's hard to argue. 9-4, 5 in a row, playing our best ball, which you want to be in the playoffs. But if we can run this and continue it into the playoffs, that's special.
Like you said, one game at a time. But how good did it feel to beat the Browns? Oh, that felt good.
It felt very good. Felt really good sitting in the suite.
I knew you were gonna bring it up, you bougie.
I had to say it. I've never tried Tony's lips on Derek's orange era.
And just like that, it's off the rails.
Poor Jeff. They got to play us, Jeff. You're right. Greg. We seen Jeremy a minute ago. His face is currently not on the screen in the background, so I'll give him a minute. If he's ready to go, we'll go. Jeremy Rauch. I hope I said that correctly.
You crushed it, man. Wow, that's impressive. I don't have a cool mic like you guys or a brew with me, but I'm happy to be on the Bengals and Brews podcast.
Hey, we're happy to have you, man. You've been working the late nights at the Fox 19?
Yeah, it's kind of a late night kind of job, which is cool. I work roughly, I would say, 2 to midnight. It just depends on what time of year it is. You know, if the Bengals are making a playoff run like last year, it feels like an endless month or so of late nights of traveling and working, and honestly, a highlight of my career. So I'll take it again if it happens.
I was just going to say, sorry, but I hope you're having to work a lot of late nights well into January and even February. So fingers crossed.
Now, is that when they finally let you out of the office? Like otherwise, is it just office, or are you out and about very often during this season?
Did I lose you guys?
You froze for a second, but we
Okay.
heard you.
I'm back. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was just saying, is that when they let you out of the office is only for a playoff run, or do they let you out and venture during the season?
Yeah, I actually, I'm going to move give me 1 second here because.
Yep, we're losing them.
Yeah.
All right, we'll bring Jeremy back once he gets his connection sorted out.
Now you just got to look at me and Joe for a while, so I hope we don't lose all the viewers, but I do want to ask him that because, when you're working, what do you say, 2 to 12?
Yep.
I mean, if you're just in the office the whole time waiting on your sports segment, like, that's another question. What are you doing that whole time?
Well, I'm sure he's researching, prepping.
I know, but I'm just saying, if it was me, I'd rather be on the streets talking to the people.
Yeah.
And I know when the Bengals made the playoff run, you got to do that a little bit more. So
heck yeah. So while we're waiting, tell us about your experience in the suite.
Well,
the Betfred Sportsbook suite.
We'll get there.
Okay,
I talked
Jeremy's
about
back.
it.
All right.
I think I'm good now. I moved. We have a whole new part of our building here that is, I guess the Wi-Fi is shoddy. So I moved here into our dressing room. Got makeup all around me now. I was listening to you guys. Listen, here's the thing. There's kind of this view in TV that we just kind of sit around the newsroom and wait for the news to happen.
I don't think that.
Yeah, I can't even sit still for more than 5 seconds. So a typical day for me is there's a lot going on. We have afternoon newscasts, that I'm writing for and editing video. I'm gathering video for a Bengals game. I'm always on the sideline shooting video, or I'm in the press box.
Oh, you froze again.
Well,
you're losing Jeremy
we'll
again.
Continue that. So many talents, video guy. He's doing all this stuff.
I keep losing you guys. I don't know if it's me or you. I got full Wi-Fi here. I don't know what the issue is.
Him and I are fine so far. So
okay, good deal.
We'll see how it goes.
It's a me issue. So yeah, I'm all over the place. I'm at every Bengals game for the most part. As far as road trips go, I went to New Orleans this year, Nashville. Trying to think where else I've been. Won't be in Tampa or New England. But yeah, I'm kind of all over the place. There's always stuff keeping us busy, but most of the time I'm out gathering video. I can't just sit still in a newsroom. It's just like I didn't sign up for a desk job, so I'm always out doing something.
That's awesome. So they couldn't send you to Tampa in December?
I wanted to go to Tampa. Like I lobbied hard for New Orleans because we have a pretty good relationship with Jamar Chase's family, and I wanted to do a story with them. And I wanted to go to Tampa because, who's going to pass up, Florida in mid-December? I would pass up New England in a heartbeat. I'm not down with that on Christmas Eve. But yeah, they didn't go for it. They're safe. Look, we're already having meetings here about covering the Super Bowl. If you want to know how local news works, and I know it's crazy for fans to think about that, but the game is on Fox this year. So it's going to be huge for us at Fox 19. And so we're having meetings about staffing and planning and how it's going to look, because last year we were kind of caught off guard. I mean, not that we didn't see how good that team was and momentum with them, but it got to the AFC Championship week and we're about 3 or 4 days from the game and we're having meetings like, okay, if this happens, here's our contingency plan for LA. And of course it did. So we're already saving up money and all that kind of stuff and banking on a big playoff run.
Sounds good to me. I don't know about everybody else, but that sounds good to me.
That'd be the dream. I mean, the only thing that'd be better than last year is if somehow they can get the 1 seed and host more playoff games than travel. I mean, I know that's in some people's minds, it sounds far-fetched, but, at least you get a chance to face the Bills here. They already beat the Chiefs. Obviously, we know that. I think they're better than the Ravens. I think we kind of all can see that playing out right now. And so you just never know. You never know.
Yeah, we've been talking about that a lot, about all the different scenarios. If we win out, we basically just need KC to lose 1 game, and then we have the 1 seed, just based on tiebreakers and everything like that.
All right, so Jeremy, what was your favorite moment covering last year and the Bengals run last year.
We lost him.
But it's a cute photo.
It is. Little Dalmatians.
My kids made that photo for my profile. You guys will love that.
There you
I'm
go.
going to try
I
one
did-
more spot, guys. I'm striking out here over and over again with you. Let me try one more spot.
You're good. It happens. We'll bring you back on.
Well, it's usually one of us.
It
So,
is. Well, actually, it's usually Derek. So
Yeah, Derek.
I mean,
isn't
heck,
here.
my
Let's just
internet
blame
went
Derek.
out.
This is
It
Derek's
probably
fault.
is Derek. Yeah.
We
But
got
yeah, man.
Iceman offering to help cover the Super Bowl if they need extra help at Fox
What
19.
a kind, selfless dude.
Yeah, Derek's. Yeah, damn it, Dale. Yeah, I guess we can blame me too.
Yeah.
All right, let's bring this handsome son bitch back on here again.
Location number 3. I've never had so much Wi-Fi issue
On
in
the
this
move.
building. And it's so funny because my kids, they're 8 and 5. About 2 weeks ago, we're like, Dad, can we change your profile on whatever it is, YouTube or Gmail? I was like, I don't care. And it's the Dalmatians, so you guys are getting to enjoy that.
Yeah, you thought no one will ever see it. It doesn't really matter. I'll see it.
It's all good, Do what you got to do, kids.
Awesome. Well, I had a question, unless you had something, Dale.
No, go.
So why don't you just start with giving us a high-level overview of your background and where you're originally from, how long you've been at Fox 19, and go from there.
Sure, absolutely. And again, I apologize for all the issues, guys. I'm a Central Ohio guy, and the funny thing is people will always ask me, who were you a fan of growing up? Was it the Browns? Because there are a lot of Browns fans in Central Ohio. If if you're not from there or know it, there's a lot of Browns fans.
That's where Joe lives.
Yep.
And yeah. So that's just kind of how it is. Even local news, which I work in, they cover the Browns probably 70-30 over the Bengals, I would say. And the Bengals are a bit of an afterthought. And so I grew up as an Ohio State fan. That was it. That was my team.
Same.
In the 90s, I remember going to family get-togethers in Central Ohio, and you would see the Bengals and Browns on, and it's just like, who are these jokers? It was always terrible. They're always losing. And so I wasn't diehard for either one.
Cowboys, Rams. You were probably like me growing up then.
Yeah. Like yeah, exactly. And I didn't really have a big time NFL team that I rooted for. And so, fast forward a few years, I decided that I wasn't good enough to go pro in anything. And I wanted to be around sports somehow, some way. And so I went to college for media communications down at Asbury University in Kentucky. A really small school, but a great media comm department, and kind of started to learn that I wanted to go into TV and talk about sports on TV. And I've been doing sports broadcasting now for about 15 years. I've been in Cincinnati for 9 years, just at my 9th anniversary here. And so it's been a blast here. My family loves it here. We call Cincinnati home. We have no intentions of going back home to Columbus. Quite frankly, my mom and dad have asked me so many times, when are you coming back? I've had people call me and offer me a job at least 2 or 3 or maybe even 4 times in the last 9 years to go back to Columbus. But we fell in love with Cincinnati. I love covering several pro teams. Obviously, the Bengals have been an absolute blast to cover more often than not since I came here in late 2013.
Sure.
At least interesting when they're not winning. And now they're winning more than ever, and they're set up to win for a long time. So it's been a blast.
That's awesome. Yeah. So I grew up in Westchester, but I live in Blacklick, Gahanna area now, and I have season tickets, and I make the 2-hour truck each way. But yeah, Cincinnati's lucky.
Really? Wow.
Yeah. And Dale also makes a 2-hour truck. He's from the Portsmouth area.
Yeah, no one
I have
knows
no
Portsmouth for anything.
Yeah. So my uncle lives in Gahanna. I've got family in Gahanna, and I'm from Newark is actually where I'm from, which is about 45 minutes northeast of Columbus. But yeah, I got you. That's dedication. I see some fans all the time in the front row when I'm covering the game from the field. You guys have probably seen them or know about them. They have the little Chucky doll right there by the Bengals tunnel. They are from Granville, Ohio, which is, right next door to where I'm from in Newark. And so it's cool to hear stories of people who just travel no matter what and make sure they're there for a Bengals home game.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I was asking kind of before you cut out, like, what was one of your favorite moments covering the team last year in this surprise Super Bowl run? Or could be a player, could be a moment, could be one of the games, whatever. That was just anything.
Yeah, and I see you, Strawberry Ice, man. Cincinnati is one of the greatest cities in the world. I fell in love with it, man. I love these comments popping up. I would say for me, I would say my favorite moment last year, and I feel like this is kind of obvious, but I remember being on the field for, well, it's one of the obvious moments. I remember being on the field for the 2015 wild card game, January 16, Steelers and Bengals. Like, Bengals fans are never going to forget that. I get it. But I just remember in that moment,
Pain!
when Vontaze has the pick, right? And I remember I'm shooting like reaction of fans and it's raining. And I remember thinking, like, these are the tears of Cincinnati, you know, like the happy tears, right? Just kind of washing away all the years of pain of playoff losses. And obviously it backfires. I don't have to go through it.
Sure.
And it became,
Please don't. Please don't.
yeah, tears of sadness. But like, look, man, like, that's why, you know, you truly exercise the demon when Jermaine Pratt makes that play against the Raiders, playoff P, and he has that big play. And in that moment, what was so cool about that is the players, it was big to them. They understood how important it was. It mattered. But it wasn't even really about the players when they won that game against the Raiders. It was about the fans. I mean, the fans were having a moment of pure bliss. A friend of mine who comes to a lot of games texted me a picture of him and his buddy up in the stands, and his eyes were red. And I said, Craig, are you crying? He said, yeah. And that, to me, to see that moment, to finally get the playoff win, to stop being talked about as the team who hasn't won a playoff game in 3 decades or whatever.
Bo Jackson curse, all
Exactly.
of that.
Like, all of that stuff, right? And it's kind of like in basketball, right? Like a shooter who's streaky is just cold, keeps hitting iron over and over again. Once you finally see one go through, it takes the lid off and it changes everything. That, to me, is what that night was, what that day was for Bengals fans, for this team in that playoff run. It took the lid off and it changed everything. And so that, to me, I think is probably one of the most memorable parts of last season.
We were a yellow flag away from a Super Bowl championship, man. That's crazy to think.
It really is. I mean, there's so many different ways. You know, you go back to that game, and I rewatched it a couple of times because I was in the press box at SoFi Stadium watching, and I needed to see the TV version of it. You forget how many different ways the Bengals could have won that game. I know it's painful, but people can never say, oh, the Bengals weren't in that game. They weren't good. They were the better team for a large part of that game, I think. So it's just –
at least 70-30, they were the better team.
Absolutely. I mean, they were right there in so many different ways, and I think they can get back this year.
Here's our buddy, Big Savage Greg. He does rally around the Natty, him and James, a couple guys in the comments. They're probably going to ask to have you on, and you should go on. They do a good show with
they do.
Our buddy Santori and Bengal Dad. Not to try to pimp you out too much, but
it's fine.
Jeremy, who is your favorite Bengals player to cover?
Yeah,
this could be all time.
Yeah, that's a good question. By the way, I'm loving this internet right now. I'm actually I haven't cut out in like 5 minutes.
Yeah, perfect.
My favorite Bengals player to cover all time. Well, I mean, I think that there are some that I really enjoyed. I'm going to list a couple, and I don't think it's going to surprise anyone. AJ Green was a delight to cover.
Yeah.
Just a pro's pro. He was always a joy to cover. Andrew Whitworth was always so very insightful, and the guy that would kind of give you some hard, tough sound bites when you needed them after a tough loss, because he was there for a few of those for sure. But I think overall, one of the most entertaining guys to cover in my 9 years here in Cincinnati is Jamar Chase. And it's because he will pretty much say whatever is on his mind, and he's not too worried about the backlash that'll come with it, because he's confident enough in who he is and whatever the reaction might be, that he's going to say kind of what's on his mind. And also, it's not just that. He likes to be entertaining when he's got a media circle around him or a press conference. Like, he enjoys that light. He enjoys making people laugh. He laughs a lot while he's doing interviews or press conferences. He's just a very enjoyable guy to cover. And I like the fact that he just doesn't he doesn't measure his words. Joe Mixon is a guy that will often measure his words. He's kind of very aware of what he's saying, how he's saying it. Is it team friendly? Joe Burrow can be entertaining when he wants to be, when he's in the mood for it. But Jamar Chase is kind of just always on. And he's been a blast. He's always a fun guy to be around.
See, I've heard a lot about the AJ Green one, which I was on Sports. You've been on Sports to Strawberry Ice. I'm on there a lot with him. But we had a certain person said to call you Mr. Ranch. And to see what that's about, or if you know who would be saying that.
It depends. I mean, Brandon Seho, who would be the one that I would say would be my top pick. Yeah, he's called me Mr. Ranch for years.
He said to write that down because I said that we had you on.
Yeah, we one time. So Joe Danman one time put up the entire Covington Catholic here in the Cincinnati area student section. He had them start a "We Love Ranch" chant, and then brought it back and kind of punked me on the news with that. Because in my life, people can't pronounce Rauch. It's a hard German name to pronounce.
See, I was saying, we were talking about this. That's how the whole conversation. I'm like, Rauch.
Yeah,
that was Rauch.
I had to.
So people would just, like, when I was growing up, people would just give up. They're like, let's take this U and just flip it into an N, because the whole Rauch thing isn't working for us. So I got Ranch more than you would know, a lot. It's cool.
It's weird. That's a very weird. Like, I didn't know where the story was going to go because he just said, "Bring up Mr. Ranch."
That's it. He nailed it.
But I'm glad that you nailed that it was him that said it right away.
Yeah. Seho. So we worked with Seho for a few years here. He was kind of a part-timer when he was still in college before he really was able to get into TV and kind of move out, and then came back to Cincinnati to work at Channel 5. But yeah, we, myself and Joe Danneman got to know him pretty well.
Now, have you seen his mustache lately?
I have. Yeah.
I've seen way too much of that mustache lately.
Hey man, he's living his best life. He's got the podcast now, The Mental Game, and I think he wanted to break free from local TV for a lot of different reasons. And one of the main reasons is, like, I mean, I'm sure you guys have gathered a little bit of this. You know, people who cover a team are not professionally. We are not supposed to be fans of the teams that we cover. Yeah. You got to find a balance with that, because it can backfire on you. If you go too far, it really can backfire if you cover the team on the daily. And Brandon Seho is he's a Bengals fan. He's a Bearcat fan, like all those things. And I think he now gets to really, really embrace those things. And it's cool, man. I'm happy for him. So he's rocking the stash. He's going to games, and he's having a great time. So it's good.
Yeah. So this is when I'll mention we were in the Betfred suite, Joe. So we were in the Betfred suite last week with Brandon, and I'd met him the week before. I'd had him on the show before that, which was a very deep show. If anyone hasn't watched it, watch it. I'm not going to relive like a bunch of grown men crying, but it was very emotional. We just kind of told stories. It was good. It needed to be, but I want to do it again. But he's a great guy. Brandon's a great guy, but we were in that stash that just keeps growing, and it's quite phenomenal.
Yeah, I got to drop one thing on you. I wasn't quick enough, but
that's fair. That's fair. We haven't used that graphic in forever.
I know.
That was the first player we had on, Jeremy, over the summer was Clark Harris. So we thought it was going to be like 20, 30 minutes. Maybe we'll get 45, if he's feeling good. He said, "Boys, I'm ready to drink." Puts down a bottle. We did 3.5 hours.
Did you really?
It was wild.
Holy cow.
Yeah, this was before I was part of the show.
And then the next week, we had Shane Graham, and he wanted to top him. So we did 4 with Shane.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Yeah, next time I'm on this show, so like I'm working tonight.
Sure.
But next time I do this show, I need to have a brew with me. So I'm going to get it right next time.
There you go.
Yeah, and Skyline Chili's.
Oh yeah, I'm down for some Skyline. Yeah, that's another thing. I'm not a native Cincinnati guy. I drove through Cincinnati once. I think I was 12 years old. Maybe I was here at Kings Island or something. And we went to Skyline, and I loved it. And I have loved Skyline from day one. And my wife she's like, no, that's first time she had Skyline. She ordered a bowl of chili from Skyline.
Right.
Actual
Like it was
chili?
soup.
Because
Like it was
Yeah,
soup.
like
because the skyline, normal skyline is spaghetti. I don't care who. I don't care if this cancels this show. That is spaghetti to me.
Well, I mean, she just ignored it the right way, and so and she's not a big chili lover. So, listen, I've got Cincinnati in my blood somewhere because I love Skyline.
But you house those.
Oh, when I did the challenge,
you tried to house them.
I'm sitting in the room that I did that challenge. I should have started here tonight. This is one of our conference meeting rooms here at Fox 19, and I am in that room right now, and I still have PTSD. I'm 5 feet from where I was. I thought meat sweats were like made up, like a saying, like an old wives' tale. I was sweating profusely on like Coney 6 or 7. And there were 2 producers in here videoing me, and they're like cheering me on. And I'm looking at them like, I'm not going to make it. They're like, no, you got this. I'm like, I don't have this. And so I got to 9. I consumed all 9. On my 10th one, it didn't end so well. So Joe Danneman says I got 9. I always say I got like 9.3, but
and that was over what period of time?
25 minutes. 25 minutes.
Okay.
The crazy thing is I ate 5 in 5 minutes, just to give you an idea of how much I slowed down.
Yeah, you went too hard too quick.
Yes.
So I have to one up you. In college, I was at Xavier's campus, and they had a Coney dog eating contest, and I won by eating 9 in 5 minutes.
Oh.
Wow. Subtle flex, drop it.
Yeah, you got it? Drop it.
I'll drop it. I basically fasted.
Already gets the show. He already gets it.
You do. I love it. I basically fasted all day, and then like preemptively took Pepto. And of course, I was like 20 years old then, so my body could handle it more. But I couldn't do that.
Well, this
now
whole
at
interview
38.
with Jeremy and Talking Bengals just turned into just talking some random bullshit. So I'm going to continue it. I'm going to continue it for a few minutes.
We're good.
And I'm going to say, I don't know if you've seen when Bengals captain did that challenge.
I did not.
The Coney challenge, and he housed all 10. He did.
Did he really?
Yeah. And he woke up the next day and said he was good.
Yep.
I did mine in the middle of a work day. It was the Reds were about to have, they were ramping up their, they were doing summer camp baseball because of the COVID year. And we were going to go to the stadium. It was really hot that day, like 90 degrees or something, and shoot Reds practice at Great American Ballpark. And I did that. I walked out the door and I was sweating. I might kind of the cold sweat you get. And Joe was like, "You're not going to make it, dude." And I was like, "I don't think so." And so we went there. I felt terrible. And then when I came back after the Reds practice, some things played out that weren't too pretty, but I ended up working the rest of the night, man. I powered through, but yeah, like never again.
Hold on. Let's go back to some things played out that wasn't too pretty. That is a great way to say that.
I don't think elaboration's needed there.
No, I wasn't going to ask him to go more in depth, but
no.
It was a beautifully way to frame a bad situation.
Yeah. It's I took an L from both ends of the spectrum. Thank you, Chris, aka Pork Chop, for that.
Yeah, our guy Pork Chop, man. If he loves you, we love you.
Yeah, it's but like I went right back, man. That people at work that were telling me, like, "Are you done with Skyline for a year? Like, how long is the hiatus? Does it gross you out?" 2 days later, I was diving back in, man. So, Cincinnati sports with a side of Raul. Yeah. That's great. Good stuff. I like talking, it's good. We can talk nonsense. You can ask me Bengals questions, whatever you got. I'm here for it.
Well, we got our other guy coming in. We got a raffle going on. But I'd love to have you back on the show sometime. I want to let Tony promote his art here because we had him on and he was at the studio and it wasn't. We raised $500 for the Hayden Hurst Foundation because of one of his prints.
That's awesome.
So,
love it.
That's cool. That's really cool.
Very cool.
Love to hear that.
I'm confident that Tony's internet is going to work for you guys.
It didn't last time. I
would love to come back on. Honestly.
All right, Jeremy. We'll get a hold of you and we'll have some brews next time. All right,
let's do it.
All right.
Thank you so much, Jeremy.
Well, right. Fox 19 day.
Yeah, yes, sir. Thanks, guys.
See you, brother.
What's up, guys?
What a pleasure I got to first say what a pleasure Jeremy was. He moved
Awesome.
3 places in the Fox 19 studio to get a good connection for us.
Yeah,
And
he
then
was
he was
hustling.
awesome.
Yeah, he's
But
a lot of fun.
Tony,
I'm back.
good internet?
I got internet.
It
Yeah.
sounds
It already
good.
sounds better. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
got a good camera connection and everything. Using my wife's office, so I had to kind of rig some things. Don't mind that
There you
little
go.
that little light on the floor back there.
Well,
all right.
I want you to show off your art or tell about your. First off, just give everybody the story because I don't know how much you were cutting out last time. So the story of you, the story of your art, and where they can find you. First off.
Yeah, so I've been doing art full time for 3 years now. Who dat, Greg? Yeah, I've been doing art for 3 years now, full time, and I quit a career. I was a police officer with Hamilton County Sheriff's Office for 13 years, and there's like my last year, I was kind of getting burnt out, and my wife and I had a talk, and
Hey, but thank you for
yeah,
it's a
thank you.
tough job.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, it was fun and it had its highs and lows, but I mean, I think I spent more days coming home in a grumpy mood and just
Right.
kind of quality of life is just kind of like
Yeah,
Yeah.
13
But,
years though. That's
yeah.
dude.
Yeah, I was at the jail for 6 of those years and then 7 out on the streets, and so
Wow.
yeah. But I was doing art on the side. I got a studio back in 2015 at Essex, which is like just downtown Cincinnati, and started doing it. And all I could think about was how cool it would be to treat this like a full-time job. Like I could just think of how much better I can get at what I'm doing, and come up with like some big projects. I didn't know what my subject matter was going to be. And I did a lot of sports paintings. A lot of people were interested in sports paintings for their basements. I did like one of the first ones I did when I got back into painting was a picture of Domata Pecco and the rest of the defensive line. They were going against the Steelers. It was cool, man. I did it for a friend, and I undercharged them. I mean, I think I charged. It was a 4 foot by 2 foot painting. I charged them $200 for it.
Sounds good to me.
Right?
You want to do that again?
No. But it was
Worth
cool.
a shot.
A friend of mine shared it with Pecco on Twitter, and he got back to me. Like he called me up because my buddy gave him my phone number, and I ended up doing a painting for Pecco, and that was a cool experience. It was some bragging rights, but everybody I worked with at the sheriff's office was real supportive. They're like, you got to do this, man. This is where you need to be, and the sheriff at the time, Jim Neal, he was real supportive. He gave me a year leave of absence. So if it didn't work out, I could go back.
You could have came
Wow.
back. Oh, that's
Yeah,
awesome,
that's
man.
really
not
kind.
many people would do that.
No, not a lot of bosses. And, I never burned my bridges. I was always happy to be there.
Right, but still, there's still not a lot of bosses and people that would do that.
Oh, yeah. Everybody was so supportive. One of my supervisors even was like, you might want to see if he'll give you this leave of absence, because I wasn't originally going to ask for it. I was just going to up and quit. And they were all like, yeah, we want you to do this because, it makes you happy. I mean, it was awesome.
Wow.
So I think 3 months into doing it full time, I was like, yeah, this is for me. And a lot of what I did, when I started doing, I was donating a lot of artwork for like cancer benefits, heart disease benefits, and all that. So the biggest thing for me was just making sure that I was putting my work to good use. And I don't have a ton of money to just donate away, but if I can earn a ton of money with just artwork alone, and it's paid off. So,
That's incredible. Well, Dale, I don't know if you wanted to segue right into, just wanted to say thank you for donating that beautiful burro pick, able to raise $500 for the Hayden Hurst Family Foundation.
Yeah. Anytime.
Thank you so much.
Well, and Tony had sent me a couple of his things, which first thing I was like, man, how much that Hubbard costs, And then I was like, man, when I move and I get settled, honestly, like I may have to, like, if not that one, maybe one of his other side for my wife for Christmas.
I was gonna say Marissa's, is
get her a Sam Hubbard.
That's your boy.
you know, my paintings as I'm painting them, they evolve because I didn't originally wasn't planning on making it look like that.
Well, they're so good. Like they're so good. KB Arts guy has some of his art, but also Sean Volker.
Oh yeah,
Like, have you seen his stuff? Like
oh yeah,
that is so. And
John's
I'm
is
like
amazing.
your stuff. I'm like, dude, you're up there. Like you're up there. Like it's amazing artwork.
Thanks. I've been called the Joe Burrow of painting.
That's awesome.
That's hold on. That's a graphic, Joe. That's the graphic.
Yeah.
Yep, because she
Oh,
would
there
want
you
that
go.
on the ceiling.
Oh shoot. Yeah. So
No, when he said he's the Joe Burrow of artwork, that's a subtle flex.
Oh, sorry. Jeez.
God, you brought the subtle flex back.
Well, I got the comments up, and it takes me a second to
Yeah,
click over.
exactly.
I'll be more ready now. I
Yeah.
get too busy reading the comments trying to get people's words in.
Oh.
Tony, tell the
Yeah.
people about some of these paintings. Do you want to bring any of them forward, or you want to
Yeah,
leave
yeah,
where they're
yeah.
at? Or
So we can start with the one I just finished up. One of my more recent ones that I just finished. I did the Trent Irwin painting
I
when he
love
got
that
his
one.
first touchdown.
has he got back to you?
Nah.
I Instagram messaged him too,
Yeah.
and I was like, I know you don't know me, and
Right.
selfishly, I'd love you to come on Bengals and Brews. I was like,
Yeah.
but Tony's good people. He helped raise money. I'm like, he's literally just trying to give you this print.
Oh yeah, I can't imagine how many people probably approach these guys about doing artwork for him.
Well, he probably thinks you want something out of it, but
I don't want
like,
anything out of it.
I
No.
know you just want to get it's. Remember,
He's got
like,
such a cool, he's got such a cool story. I love how hard he works, and like he's got such a great attitude about where he is. You know, this whole Bengals team has been great about not having egos, and everybody lifts each other up. So when he succeeds, it's super exciting to watch. I mean, you just get in the moment. Man, he got that flea flicker pass, and I mean, that was like, I was so happy. I'm like, I'm sitting there texting like, come get this painting already. Just
yeah,
you know.
Well, and that's why I was like, no strings attached, dude. I'm telling you,
Yeah.
don't want it. And I'm sure they're like, they probably get people and they're
Sure.
like, I don't know if this is
Exactly.
real, fake, whatever. This is real.
No, it's
This
legit.
is real. That
Yeah.
is hold it up again.
Yeah.
So,
Take a gander.
Trenton Irwin.
Yeah. It
This
looks
is
better
a
in
real
person.
painting by Tony, and he wants to just give it to you.
So great.
Yep. So yeah, started. So that's one of the ones that I just did. I also got
So good.
I do cityscapes as well. So when I first started doing this full time, I didn't know what my subject matter was going to be, and I didn't know if I was going to start doing everything sports scene. So I started going around and getting photographs. I had a buddy come out, like take me out and just show me the tricks of like getting photo references and stuff. And so I did like this Raffling Bridge.
Oh, that's great. That's beautiful.
Thanks.
Bro, it's so good.
And this is just a print, canvas print. So those are really these are like $300 I think or whatever on my website. But you know the original is a 36 by 24 inch. I mean it's like one of my best selling prints. But yeah, so that's one of the things I started doing is like getting recognizable locations that'll just sell regularly on in. But let me show you FC Cincinnati thing. Hold on.
Uh-oh, Joe, brace yourself. This is soccer.
Right.
Joe just talked shit about soccer today.
I know. I'm trying to jump on with the FC Cincinnati though, because I'm like,
Oh
who's doing
my
FC
God, that is
Cincinnati
so good.
yeah, this is Ledesma.
You painted that?
Oh yeah, it looks like a photo, don't it?
Is that the original?
This is the original.
Wow.
It's on
Holy
a
shit.
panel. So yeah.
That's incredible.
Price.
Somebody clip this and tag Tyler Minerding. He needs that.
I think he follows me on Twitter, so I'm sure he'll.
Dude, that is incredible.
Yeah, thank you. And then let's see what else I got.
Me over here, like stick figure.
Also, after the incident with Castellanos, I painted this like right away.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh my
The glare
God.
sucks.
No,
So,
we can see it great.
You guys go on my website and all that. I got my Instagram page. I got the photo of that one. So that was this was like a really good seller. I sold these limited editions like just to get them out of the way. I mean, I've only got a couple left, but I sold the painting like a half an hour after I put it available.
Wow.
So,
And when you're selling the originals, are you auctioning them off, or are you just setting a price?
I'm setting a price.
Okay.
A lot of times, I'll share it on Twitter or Instagram or Facebook or whatever, and I try to post things as regularly as I can on my website. But I actually got behind on my website. But a lot of
TonyLipsArt.com, by the way.
do what?
I said TonyLipsArt.com, by the way.
Yeah, Tony Lips Art, 2 P's in my last name. So it's definitely I sell prints directly from the website. So I sell paper prints, canvas prints, and metal prints. And then also started making pillows too. That's one of my paintings on a pillow, which is it was a little trial thing.
How does that work?
There's like the website that I go through. I do art storefronts, so they're attached to Guten, and Guten makes like merchandise. So
all right. So if I wanted that Sam Hubbard on a pillow,
life-size body pillow kind of thing.
Well, oh God, I wasn't even thinking that far. I didn't say it. I mean, 17 years married, I still don't know if I love her that much. For a life-size body pillow, Sam Hubbard.
To stay married.
I still want her to care about me.
Yeah, I don't know how that would work on a pillow yet, because I don't have like the long pillows or whatever. So it's still a trial period, because I don't like how they look just yet. I'm still working.
Got you. Well, let me know. That would be a good gift for the wife. Hey, here's Sam Hubbard just all bent over and fierce for you. And then here's me like, let me go do a podcast in the garage. You and Sam and your whatever you got, you just take care of yourself.
Yeah.
So Tony, is all of your artwork either like sports or Cincinnati based, or do you do some other things as well?
I do. So I do a lot of portraits.
Be right back, guys. My dog's barking.
Yep.
Yeah. So I do a lot of sports paintings, but I like doing the cityscapes, and I have a side project that I'm working on right now, which is a figurative painting. So I'm doing like I'm working with dancers. So I'm doing these paintings of these dancers, and it's kind of like a celebration of the human form, and it's kind of like my own like passion project. I love to paint people. And so one of the things that I do enjoy doing too is like cityscapes, and I've been doing a lot of live painting lately. So it's like just to really kind of hone your skills. Like when you paint from life, and you change up your approach to how you apply the paint, because oil paint stays wet for a long time. So you have to kind of be more precise about where you put those colors down, so they don't mix and blend and get muddy looking.
Sure.
So, right now, I do a lot of cityscapes. So like that first year in 2019, I think all I did was just paint. And I think I had about, 20 paintings, like of just random spots, locations in the city, recognizable spots. I got a really cool one that I did. So a friend of mine, when he took me out, he was showing me kind of like these cool little tricks, and we I wanted like candid shots with people walking around, but they don't know they're being photographed.
Sure.
And so we put a GoPro at the front of his car, just drove around and let it record. And we're sitting at this traffic light, and this family is crossing the street, and this little, like the whole family is dressed in black, and there's this one little girl, and she's dressed in like this pink Christmas dress. And she's looking at us, and it's just like everything points at her. And me and my buddy were just like, that's going to be a good reference photo right there. So we went back, we pulled up the clip, and like we cut that frame out. And it's actually one of my favorite paintings that I did in that first year. But it's a shot of Over the Rhine, and so I got a lot of good reference photos from Over the Rhine from that first year as well. But do a lot of cityscapes.
That's awesome. So, and if somebody wanted to commission a piece from you, could they contact you through your website? Would that be the best way?
Yeah. So there's a contact form in my website. It'll shoot me a direct message to my email. People can also shoot me a message on Instagram or Twitter or Facebook and set something up. I'm still working on getting a pricing sheet for different sizes, because the sizes vary depending on what people want. Some people have asked me to do like family portraits on something like this big, and I'm like, that's hard to do with like the detail and just trying to get the accurate, faces on there. But yeah, I've done a lot of like wedding gifts, like wedding portraits of people, and it's just people can talk with me if they got something in mind. I've done like paintings of people's homes too, like that they grew up in. They gave me a photo. Yeah, which is really cool.
Yeah, that's awesome. So growing up, Tony, like, so was this something you always excelled in, or was this a skill that you grew into in your adulthood?
I grew up as an artist. Like I grew up drawing, and like every day my mom would remember. I don't know if you remember like the old like printer paper that was like an accordion and it had like the holes on the sides.
Yep.
But she would bring me stacks of that.
Get off the edges. Yeah.
Yep. So she would bring home stacks of that, and I would draw and color all over that. And I do have paintings of the parks. I got Eden Park and Washington Park for Crypt Keeper. But yeah, so like it's something I've been doing all my life. I went to college for it. So I went to Moeller, and they have a great art program. And so when I went through there, it was like if you're going in their art program, it's like you have to be ready to go to school for art. If you're not going to go to school for art, there's no sense of being in this particular program. It was like an AP program. So I went to college for art up at Kent State, and I started out as a graphic design major. I got really bored with that in the first semester, and then I changed up my major already. I quit right away and changed my major up, and I think I was like an art education major, and then I was like, I just want to get good at art. I want to paint. Yeah. So I ended up changing my major for a third time, and then I think it was after 2005 when I got out of college. I was like, well, I'm an adult now. I need to make some money. And my dad was a former deputy, and he's like, just join the sheriff's office, work the jail, pay your loans off. And so that's how I got into working for the sheriff's office. And I grew up around police officers, and I did have a little bit of me that wanted to be a cop. So I went to the jail, and yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, and I think a lot of artists growing up, they change careers because they don't see a path to really make a living on. And what advice would you give to aspiring artists to be able to make a real living at it?
So now is like the best time to be an artist because of social media. I mean, Instagram, like people go viral, and like the best thing to do right now is record and just like take videos of what you're doing, your process, and give people a little something like glimpse of what it takes to create a piece of work. And it doesn't have to be all the time, but just like stay regular on posting, and try to get as much, do a piece of work a day. And it doesn't even have to be something big. Like when the pandemic started, I had to get creative because I didn't think I was going to start making any sales. My sales went up like a ton because I got really creative. I was doing like small paintings for like $60 to $100. And I mean, I did that painting in a half an hour, and I sold it right away. And so I did like a bunch of those, and I mean, they sold like right away. So I was posting these pictures, and I was saying, this is available now. And, it was great. People were awesome about it. But, you got to be willing to put in the effort to stay relevant on your social media. And it's okay. It's like some people think to be a true artist, you're going to sell out by doing that, but it's not true.
Absolutely. Yeah. We see Dalton's I don't know if you follow him.
I follow him. Yeah, I follow his stuff.
He does some amazing stuff. I'm a very amateur graphic designer, and I always just am in awe of some of the stuff Dalton does, and artists like you do. It's something for me fun to play around with, but I never had the dedication growing up to really hone a craft.
It's what's funny too is because you brought up graphic design and how I started with. I wanted to be an illustrator originally, and I look at it today, like at my age, as an 18-year-old, like I didn't know what I wanted. Now I'm 40 years old. I'm like, gosh, I kind of wish I would have stuck with graphic design a little bit to have, because like some of the like I would have learned Illustrator, Photoshop, all these little things that I need to go take a class for. But
how the hell old you say you are?
I'm about to be 40.
Yeah, he's about my age. Well, our
38,
age.
38.
I'm 38.
30, yeah.
All right.
38.
Hey, I'll be right back, guys.
All right.
I was just gonna say, damn, you look like you're 25, Tony.
Yeah. 40. I'll be 40 next week, actually.
See, I never know if Crypt Keeper's been serious or not. Is that an actual artist?
Thomas Kincaid. His stuff's really good. It's not really my flavor, but he master of light. 48.
Hey, that's a good compliment right here.
Thanks, Dalton.
Hey, happy birthday, stranger, on Saturday. Happy birthday. Hey, do we want to run the do you want to show off any more pieces real quick?
I don't know if I have anything else. I mean, I mean, the only other thing I got is my Hubbard, and I don't know how well you guys can see that.
Do you have the Joey B piece that we're raffling on?
Yeah, I got the Joey B. Well, so I got the Joey, the original for the Joey B is gone. It got sold.
Sure.
Yeah, duh.
Wow.
But that's the original for the. Oh my god!
This is the original Hubbard.
That is incredible.
Do you guys want to?
Tag Sam Hubbard here. What?
Okay, or can you guys? No, I ain't gonna say it. I was gonna say y'all raise me $2,000. Get that original.
I like you, but I don't like you that much.
Come on, Joe. It's Christmas.
I got kids, man.
You and Derek can't go $1,000 a piece for me.
Nah, I got kids. Yeah.
Here's the Joey B print. It's ready to be framed in a.
Oh my god,
16
it's
by
so
20 inch
beautiful.
frame. Yeah, it looks good in the frame too. I mean,
Yeah,
you can go
well, no,
20.
that's everything I have is prints back here, and that's what if somebody's like, "Oh god, dude, you're getting an amazing piece."
Yep.
Yeah.
Like,
yep.
Definitely.
If anybody wants to buy one, $177. Hey, look, I'm $5 to the $2,000. Pork Chop's got 5 on it.
Hey, yeah, actually, I did want to put this out there though, because everybody's been awesome about reaching out to me about the prints. I've had a couple people say if they don't win, they're going to end up buying. For this week, what is today? Today's Thursday. So until through next Friday, these Joey B's, I'll take $20 off the price for anybody that's interested. This is for anybody and everybody. So
that's awesome.
I'll bring that price down for folks.
So if you don't win, you still can buy the print and you get $20 off. And you're supporting a fucking amazing artist who's going to continue to do great things.
Oh yeah.
These are limited editions too. So you asked me about the price, and that's part of the reason why it is what it
exactly. Is. And that's why I started putting limited. Because that is, and that's the artist. That's what you should do.
Yeah. So, yeah, anything open, it goes for much cheaper. I'm actually going to be making prints of the Sam Hubbard as well in the future. So.
Well, I know when I'm going to be buying at least the print.
Yeah. I'll make it available on Canvas too.
Damn it! It's going to cost me more money. Damn it, Marissa.
It's okay.
I know. I'm supporting you. That's what matters. And you supported us. And that's what matters. And we all supported the Hayden Hurst Foundation. So, speaking of the Hayden Hurst Foundation, before we do the drawing, Joe, real quick, I want Tony, because I was on with the Iceman, and she was saying how she got in contact, and you're wanting to do a golf. Have you started?
I haven't started yet. Okay. I got to go out and get some reference shots.
I at least want updates. I don't care if you put them out public. I want some updates in my DMs of
definitely
what you're doing, because it's so cool.
Yeah.
And he's going to be doing something with the Hayden Hurst Foundation with their golf tournament. And I just think it's going to be a good thing for you, a good thing for them. And I love it, man. That's how it should go, right? Good things happen when people are trying to do good things for other people. Like, I love it.
I appreciate you guys, giving me kudos, but you guys too. I mean, you guys have done a fantastic job. I mean, all the benefits you do, getting it such a great following, and I mean that you go out of your way to do this. So I mean, that's huge, and definitely it's much appreciated for these causes. So
yeah, but there ain't no way in hell I could draw something like that and be able to do that. And it raised another $500, and that doesn't happen without you, Tony. And a lot of people in the chat, and a lot of people that and they hope they win.
Absolutely. And real quick before we do the drawing, since Dale is the most humble person in the world, He is always the one organizing all of this and putting it out there. When you see stuff from the social media account, 99% of the time, it's Dale. He also helped raise a bunch of money for a kid that lost his father in an ATV accident, went to his first Bengals game this Sunday, bought him, raised money for $300 worth of gear with a Joe Mixon jersey. So Dale, I know you won't bring it up, but I want to recognize you that you are just a good, selfless dude.
Well, you're never coming back on the show.
No. All right, we'll do the drawing. I'll stop kissing your ass. All right. So I got one of them queued up. So there were 50 spots, and so we had to split it out into 2 races.
Because
and
it's a football, like, so
yeah, you'll see it when we bring it up.
Yeah.
So yeah, there will be a little digital football players, and each player will represent each time you paid for a raffle. So here are all the different names. If you see a number next to someone's name, that's
should we
because
shuffle it? Shuffle it
Yeah.
3 times? That's what
I was
I
going to
did.
shuffle it 9 times for Joey B.
Oh, I do 3 because it's my lucky number.
You want to do 3 or you want to do 9?
Yeah, 3.
All right. No.
Which obviously, if any of us win, because we have spots on it, but if any of us win, it'll just be the runner-up, you know.
All right. And
So there's
ready.
25 of the drawings, and let's go.
And we're off. Good luck, everyone. This is race 1 of 2.
Oh, who's out to the lead? Chris out to early lead.
Chris
Mertens.
Mertens, a big lead.
I see Ryan Yutt.
Ryan
Phil
Yutt's
Ryan.
not too far behind.
Well, Chris
is
is
zooming down. Here comes Phil, though. He's not far
Phil.
behind.
Phil is behind Chris. Ryan Yutt's making a push. Oh, we got another Phil. Phil did have 12 spots.
Yeah,
Chris!
Landslide.
Chris
Chris
Mertens.
Mertens! He ran away with it. No one still finished that. But
Jeez.
this is only he didn't win yet because this is only
Nope.
That was 25. Chris is in the finals. He will have a spot in the finals. Now we got another 25 that they'll have a spot in the finals against Chris.
Yep. Let me bring this one up.
And this has everybody's names. You can look back through it.
That's awesome.
Oh, wrong one.
Yeah,
It's too many tabs open.
that was where it shows Chris. Chris got first. Phil got second.
There we go. And we'll shuffle it 3 times.
Which
Again,
Phil bought 12 spots. So if you see
here are all the names. Yeah, we did. And Parker Blake
had
brought
10
10
spots.
So we split those up 50-50 between the 2.
Yeah. Here we go.
And I put it fast. And go.
Man, Chris
3,
ran the fuck away with that first one.
Yeah, it wasn't even close.
Oh, there's Phil.
Where's Phil? This one's a
I
lot
see
closer
Parker
early
Blake.
on.
I see another Phil. I see
Greg just
Shelly
took a big
Johnson,
sprint.
Christopher Walker. Oh, Greg Luther up on the top. G-Force K2 Twitter. Got a big lead.
Oh,
Here
Shelly.
comes Phil. Oh, Phil's in the lead. Oh, G-Force.
It's close.
Oh,
It's going to be down between
Phil.
and Phil got it.
Phil.
Phil.
All right.
Well, hey, he did buy 12 spots.
He did. All right. Give me, I'm going to mute myself for a sec just while I set up the final 2 between Phil and Chris.
Phil already won Fan of the Year. We should give it to Chris. Kidding. But you know what Phil will probably do? He'll probably raffle this off with what he's doing for the Super Bowl. So, if anything, that works out even better. I just hope it gives you the credit, Tony, for your art.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So, Phil Amrine, who's in here with Chris Mertens, Pork Chop, our dude, he won Fan of the Year this year. I don't know if you've seen that video, all that
No,
stuff.
I didn't get a chance to.
Yeah, he's fan. They told him he was coming in to do some Christmas jingles and stuff like that. That's how they told him he was Fan of the Year.
Huh.
But he already buys tickets to the Super Bowl every year.
Just because
So
he's the optimist, hoping the Bengals will be there.
And he's been doing that for like 10 or 15 years. So when he won Super Bowl tickets, he's raffling his off. He's trying to raise $100,000 for charity.
That's cool.
All right.
That's awesome.
Here is the final. We got Chris up here. Bengals fan of the year. Phil down here. Shuffle 1, 2, 3. And I'll do the same settings I did before.
Yeah. We got a head-to-head
All
battle.
right. Good luck.
He's going to get off to a fast start. Chris is down on the bottom. Phil's on top.
Yeah.
Well, that sounded dirty.
Well, that was kind of weird.
So Chris is around the 30. Oh, here comes Phil. He's 40. Phil's
Chris
a
is
little
across
bit,
midfield.
Chris is across midfield.
Commanding
now
lead.
across
Can
midfield.
Phil catch
30.
him? Can Phil catch him? I don't think he's
To the
going
20.
to.
Oh,
In
I
the
don't
red
know.
zone.
10.
Oh, he's
5.
got it. Oh, Phil making a late sprint.
Phil making a lap. Oh, my God. He hit it.
It's a photo finish. Oh, my God.
Wow.
How did that
I
happen?
thought Chris had it,
Wow.
and Phil came out of nowhere for like a 30-yard gain.
Wow.
think he
I
did that on
mean,
purpose.
Phil should just go play the lottery because he's winning everything.
Yeah,
not that he did deserve fan of the year.
No, but wow.
Wow, that was so close. That was exciting.
that was cool.
Well, congratulations, Phil.
Congratulations, Phil, and $120 donation from Phil.
Yeah,
You know,
absolutely.
for the thing. And Chris had 2 spots in, so $20 donation from Chris. Shout out everybody. Parker Blake, another guy, he had $10 and $100, like, and everybody else, like, and that's what I mean. We just put the names in. We don't know who the hell's going to win it,
Nope.
but we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Awesome.
We'll see. Phil might be raffling this off again.
He might be. Hey, if we can keep raising money, if that's what he chooses to do, but hey, he might want that for his man cave.
So I'll message Phil and tell him to get in touch with you, Tony.
Yeah.
Or if you, well, Phil don't really do the Twitter, so
Yeah, he's just on Facebook, I think.
yeah, he's on
I'm
Facebook.
I'm on Facebook, and I mean, you want my email or whatever too. I mean, Tony.
He's
Lopes
mainly on Facebook. That's where.
Yeah, send me a message on Facebook. Tony Lopes
We'll figure it out.
Yeah, it's on Facebook as well. Same tagline.
Man,
That was fun.
that was fun. It was exciting, and it raised $500 for mental health awareness with the Hayden Hurst Foundation. So
That's awesome. I really appreciate you guys having me on for this too, and spreading the word.
Bro, I hope your art sell. I'm obviously gonna have to buy some. Probably not the original, but
Yeah, I'm more of a print budget kind of guy.
yeah.
All right. I'll give you guys a hookup on prints. So
I appreciate you.
yeah.
Well, cool. Hey, anything else you wanna ask Tony before we wrap, Dale?
No, I'm just thankful for him, man.
Yeah.
This has been fun. It's been fun to do it. Like, which I was like, man, I don't know if we'll get 50. I kept saying, I would even message Tony. I'm like, we might only get 20 or 30. I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah, we stalled out like 28 for a while there, and all of
Yeah.
a sudden it just
Yeah, we were-
all filled up at once.
That's awesome.
So thanks to everyone for their generosity.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, I'll do
It
this
doesn't
again.
happen without everybody else, like, for sure.
Yeah, we'll do this again. I'll keep you guys posted on future artworks or whatever. And
Oh, Derek's gonna give. Yeah, I see. Derek's gonna give Pork Chop a little something for being runner up. He said, "Slide in my DMs."
Slide on in, pork chop. That sounded weird too.
All right, Tony. Appreciate you, brother.
Thank you guys.
All right, Hoo day, everyone.
Hoo day.
Joe, you got any parting words for the people?
No, man, this was great. Jeremy was awesome. Tony was awesome.
It was a good episode. Thoroughly enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was so much fun, and thanks to you for all you do.
Shut up. Number one, shut up. Number two, I hope to see everybody back here on Saturday so we can really celebrate a king. Mark Walters, Mr. Third Down himself, is going to, Joe's probably not going to be on that one, but I'll have Derek. You know, it's fine. You get, as long as I can rotate, get my co-host once a week, it's fine. It's a good set schedule. Me, I'll be here every fucking time.
Mr. Reliable, that's what we call you. Nobody calls
No
you
one
that.
calls me that. But appreciate y'all. Love y'all. Hooday. Let's go.
Hooday.
Cincinnati, we gon' rise and in the jungle we unite and trippin' orange and black and white. All day when we fight, live and die in these stripes. Now who got 'em, who rockin' on? Now who wanna move crossing on? Now who wanna move out on? If you got stripes, then you let the city know you rock 'em. Yeah, we got 'em, yeah, we fought 'em. Like that black and orange on bottle. Single bottle, never stop it. To the beast and know 'em. Who they rockin' with the diamond stripes? Flossin' on the ring. Cincinnati, she's our queen. We gon' show the world who king. Orange in the day, black in the night. Stripes in our veins, sparks gonna fly. The beast is awake, orange, black and white. Cause when the jungle come alive, who day we ignite and
Well, suck my titties and call me Sally.